Hey everybody, this is Voss, Arizona Medicare Insurance Solutions. Just wanted to come and talk to you about the different types of Medicare plans. So original Medicare is an 80-20, right? So they cover 80% of everything and you're responsible for 20%. That's your cost share. So to cover the cost share, the 80-20, the 20% cost share, there's the two types, right? We go over this all the time. Medicare Advantage plans and Medigap Medicare Supplement plans. The difference is we're going to try to touch base on the cost of the plans for these. Is a little different for both. So what you see on the screen is kind of something I put together just so we can get a breakdown of the cost. Now, we're going to go through it. So Medicare Advantage, we'll just start at the top, $0 monthly premium. So people are like, well, how can that be $0 a month premium for a Medicare Advantage plan when Medigap plan is about $150 a month when you're 65? So when I'm talking to somebody going on Medicare and I'm trying to explain that, Medicare Advantage plans are insurance companies contracted with Medicare to oversee your Medicare, to sell Medicare, so they offer Medicare plans. Medicare Advantage is Medicare Part C. It is a Medicare plan. So the government looks at everybody and averages the total cost with actuarial science of how much each person will cost each year for healthcare coverage. And then they take that and give it to the Advantage plan to oversee the coverage. So they give a certain dollar amount per person to them. Without it, it's just straight Medicare, and they average it out per person to kind of oversee how much it's going to be. And then every few years, Medicare runs audits on providers that are doing things. So that's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that later. So Medicare Advantage, in general, it's a zero-cost monthly premium. There are plans that have a premium tied to it. They're usually low, under $40. There's a couple plans that are higher than that, but there's reasons for those plans and for the counties that they're in. Mainly, it's $0 a monthly premium. So then there's a deductible. So there's no deductible for Medicare Advantage plans. No deductible for Medicare Advantage plans. Like under 65, I'm on health insurance. I have a deductible that I have to pay first before the plan kicks in. So you got to pay the deductible. There's no deductible. A hospital stay on an Advantage plan, on average, is about $250 a day for about 1 to 6 days. So if you go to the hospital, there is a copayment for service. So Medicare Advantage turns that 20% cost share into copayments for service. Minimal copayments for service. This is nothing compared to what the plan is going to pay. So you go to the doctor, there's no copay to see a doctor. You know, Advantage plans are really good at keeping the ones that you're going to use most often down. Scans anywhere from $0 to $300. Depending on the scan or the X-ray that you're going to do. So there are copayments for service when you're using it. Skilled nursing, the first 20 days are covered. The MOOP, the maximum out-of-pocket. So the most you pay in copayments over the course of the year averages about $5,000. And I've seen on plans as low as $2,000 and as high as $10,000. So depending on the area you're in and the type of plan you're getting, but on average is about $5,000. So the most you pay in all your healthcare copayments over the course of the year, when you hit $5,000, you don't pay anything past that. The plan steps in and pays for everything 100%. So that's the most you'll ever pay over the course of the year. Drugs are included. Oh, that's spelled wrong. I'll fix that later. Drugs are included in Medicare Advantage prescription drug plans. Drugs are included, so there's no premium to have a drug plan. There are copayments for drugs, but no premium. Dental, vision, and hearing included in Medicare Advantage plans. There's no premium to have them. There are copayments when using them. On dental plans, it's about 50% on average for dental work. Gym memberships included, silver sneakers, stuff like that. A lot of extra benefits included in the Medicare Advantage plan. An insurance company oversees it so they can include other insurance items, insurance-related items. So the total cost of this plan over the course of the year is $0. So whatever the premium is times 12 is the cost of the plan. The most you'll pay in co-payments is $5,000 over the course of the year. So now Medigap, Medicare Plan G. Medigap's a great plan. It covers everything. There's no co-payments for services with a Medicare Plan G. It's awesome. Now, at 65 for a Plan G, the average cost is $150 a month. There is a deductible of $240 for the year. You pay the $240, then the plan covers everything 100% past that. No cost for the hospital, no cost for the doctor, scans, nothing. Skilled nursing, 100 days, they cover it up to the full amount. No maximum out of pocket. There are no drug plans included in the Medigap plan. There's no dental and vision hearing included in that, and no gym. So that's just covering your health care, just covering the 20%. A Medigap plan is not Medicare. It's just the straight insurance to cover the 20% cost share Medicare doesn't cover. So at the end of it, the total cost for a Medicare Plan G to cover your 20%, 150 times 12 plus 240, $2,040 a year. So every year you pay $2,040 a year, no matter what. There's no co-payments, there's nothing going on, but you're going to pay that every year like clockwork. Now, if you look down here, the average increase, premium increase, though this 150 will go up every year based on your age, and every year we age, about $20 a year. So a couple of dollars a month extra goes up every year. So keep that in mind. But you pay this, and then you need a drug plan. So drug plans on average $35. There is a deductible for drugs depending on the tier, 3 to 5 usually, about $590. So you pay on those higher tier drugs, you pay the $590 out of pocket first, and then you have co-payments for your drugs. Now, the cost of the drug plan, 35 times 12, $420. Plus the $590, $1,010. So you're going to pay at least, so the total of those, at least $2,460 every, a year to have total coverage. Now, this coverage is good anywhere in the country. Anybody that takes Medicare, you're covered. You don't have to worry about anything. I offer both Medicare Advantage and supplement plans and prescription drug plans. So we are, a full service Medicare brokerage. Me, the agents with me, everybody on our team, we're full service. Not just one or the other. So I'm going to give an overview of everything. So then, so if you want dental and vision hearing, an average plan is about $50 a month for all three wrapped into one, with a $75 deductible on the dental side, and then co-payments, about 50% co-payments for service, coming out to about $675 for the year. Now, a gym membership, I have a gym membership. It's about average $50 a month for like a Planet Fitness type thing. Some of the gym memberships in the Advantage plans have LA Fitness mixed into them, or Lifetime, some really nice ones out here in Arizona. These ones, but those are expensive. So, kind of weigh that out. So a gym membership, $50 a year times 12, $600. So $1,200 for dental, vision, hearing, and your gym membership. Just those little things I put up here, the benefits. So the total of both, this one plus that, 37. If you pay the deductibles plus that, 4,300. So if you have drugs and you're paying deductibles, it's around $4,300 a year to go the supplement route. So $4,300 a year, best coverage in the country, and you don't have any co-payments, you don't have any worries. How often do you go to the doctor? I'm just throwing it out there. How often do you go to the doctor? How often do you see specialists? If you're seeing a lot of stuff, if you've got a lot of health care, this might be the way to go. Turn at 65. You can change to an Advantage plan anytime you want. There's no underwriting on that, and you can go anytime you want. The Medigap, the only guaranteed issue you really have is if a plan drops, if a whole plan completely drops off, a Medicare Advantage plan drops off, or you're turning 65. After your 65th birthday, if you want to go on a Medigap plan, there's underwriting. So medical underwriting to get on the Medigap plan. No medical underwriting for the Advantage. Is it an advantage or disadvantage of a Medigap and a Medicare Advantage plan? I don't know. The advantage of the Advantage plan, it includes everything. It keeps your costs down. It gives you health care coverage. It gives you extra benefits. Everything's all inclusive. It's a great plan, and you're covered. And you don't have a lot of out of pocket. And you have a maximum out of pocket. So the other, the Medigap plans are great plans too. They cover everything. You just pay for it. It's like an a la carte type setup. You pay for the 20% cost share. You pay for the drugs. You pay for the dental vision. You pay for the gym. Anything extra on top of that, any extra benefits, chiropractor, acupuncture, transportation, over-the-counter stuff, food carts. So some of the benefits that Advantage plans cover have a lot of all-inclusive type stuff. On the Medigap, you pay individually for each thing. So that could add up. So when you're looking at this, you also want to look at your budget and what can you afford. I mean, it's going to be co-payments for service, and there's generally no cost, and this is the most you'll ever pay. This is what you're going to pay just to have the plan. These are, the things you're going to pay just to have the plan. So just kind of weigh out those options. What's your budget like? Are you traveling a lot? Are you living in 2 different states? Medigap plans are great for people living in 2 different states. They're great for somebody that's not really well when they're turning 65, and it's going to cover everything. Maybe they go to see hospitals in other areas. This is good. Just weigh out your costs for care and your budget, what you can afford in your budget. Now, you can always change to an Advantage anytime you want down the line. And if you go from a Medigap plan to an Advantage, you get a 12-month grace period to try it out. So if you don't like it in that 12 months, you can come back to right where you left off, no questions asked. These plans, you can get a Plan N. It's a little less in the monthly premium, but it has a couple extra benefits it doesn't cover in here that you'll probably pay, some co-payments mixed into that, and some extra charges. So the Plan G is a little bit more safe on that aspect. You can get a high deductible Plan G, which will make this deductible at $2,800, and the premium drops way down below $100. If you're healthy at 65 and you're not using it, there's companies you can get a high deductible Plan G for a few years, and then it rolls into a regular plan, but it keeps the premium down. So it's kind of like a guessing game on what's going to work. But in general, the Advantage plan is a great starting point. If you're coming off health insurance and you're paying $1,000 a month for health insurance, this is going to cost you a lot less on the monthly basis. I should have put some totals over here, but I think we can do the math on that. And on the Advantage, if you just like the cost savings and knowing that there's a good network in your area, and in Arizona, there's a lot of big healthcare companies that have big networks, and United Healthcare, Humana, Aetna, Cigna, big networks now. Well, Cigna's got a big network now. And they had a pretty big one before, but United, Humana, Aetna, big networks. So you can get on one of those plans and know you're going to be covered. All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. This is a general overview. If you have any questions, give us a call, 480-999-4409. I hope you love the office we're in. This is my wife gives me an office in the back of our family funeral home. Do have an insurance agency, so if anybody needs help, give us a call, and I'll have an agent come out and help you with whatever you need. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later.